All right, you're good to go.
Okay. Well, I'm here with Mark Olsen of IBM. Mark, what is your position these days at IBM?
Good afternoon, Don. I'm Associate Partner for Global Business Services, which is our consulting firm. And I'm responsible for higher education in the U.S. Just North America, U.S. Higher education. How loud should I talk?
Okay. Good. Well, let's talk up because there's a lot of noise in the exhibit hall tonight this afternoon. We're here at EDUCAUSE focusing on analytics, and the question about analytics is what's going on, what's new, but also why. And you and I were just talking about something that we at the Gilfus Education Group have been talking about a great deal, and that is the reinvention and the reimagination of higher education post-recession in order to establish financial sustainability. And is that what analytics should be focusing on? Is that what we're really about? Measuring those things for the purpose of attaining and achieving financial sustainability?
Well, I think you're asking the right question. I think if the end game is financial sustainability, then that's not the end game.
Right.
One needs to challenge the end game of education, and I think that's the question that, in my opinion, is not getting enough attention. We're pretty good at counting things. We're real good at counting things. And IBM's Smarter Planet initiative and our marketing strategy, you see around that, it's about instrumentation, integration, and intelligence. Everything is instrumented.
Right.
We know where every cell phone is, we know where every meter on every building is, every water. So we're really good at instrumenting, and that's important.
Yes.
And then those systems, those instrumented things are integrated.
Right.
So we understand the integration, how that comes intelligence. So I don't care what system you're looking at. If we look at an education system, we need to then say, okay, what's the purpose of that? Because financial sustainability is not going to get it done.
It's not an end game.
It's not. That's my point.
But it's sort of like the table stakes. If you're not sustainable financially, you can't
right.
go on to
No, I don't. I quite agree, and I think that's why I say your framework is correct. I do think the economic sustainability is not there.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about. I like the combination of instrumentation, integration, and intelligence. We're awash in data.
Correct.
The information is hiding in plain sight. We haven't made sense. The instrumentation and the integration provide this mountain of data. It's not intelligence.
That's right.
It's not made available in a form that it informs every academic and administrative business process so that we can tell not only when we have an at-risk student, but a student's behavior is at risk, or when an administrative process is deviating from the norm, or when a budget is out of whack.
Right. So, I mean, in that, again, I agree with you. One of the things that IBM has invested in, you're probably aware, we invest more in business analytics than any other initiative. With our acquisition of Cognos, our recent acquisition of SPSS, the company is investing in a world of analytics. I mean, and in higher education. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we couldn't even use the business word in higher education. You know, when I was at Nakuba, we came up with we mean business in higher education, and that was, that's what we're about. And I think it's great news that the Academy has acknowledged, at least I think, that it is a business.
Right.
That's light years from where we were just 10 years ago.
Right.
But we don't know how to behave in a business-like fashion because we're the Academy. And when I said earlier, no child left behind goes to college, we used to worry about that because it isn't that Johnny wouldn't know how to be successful in college. We don't know how to ask the questions, in my view, about what the end game of college is. Is it an educated workforce? Is it a Don Norris who's going to go out and have what earning power? So they're really core value questions, in my view, that one needs to address before you begin the analytics exercise. I think we have world-class analytics capabilities, world-class predictive modeling, and we absolutely want to be able to go through a longitudinal data system and tell the school district what a performing teacher, what success means in terms of throughput, how many years to a degree, and I guarantee in the States want to see economic development outcomes. They want to see an employable workforce that ironically has analytic skills.
Yeah.
The new workforce needs these very skill sets, and they don't have them today.
don't you think, Mark, that given the nature of the world today, that students and parents and learners who are older are going to be much more convinced that they need to learn about how to live a good life as well as earn a good living, and both of those have to be together. And we're gonna have much more focus on that post-recession as people understand that you can't take anything for granted.
I quite agree. I think that's why it's such an exciting, frankly, and challenging time. And I think those universities, those colleges and universities, frankly, that ask the hard questions. And we engage with provosts and presidents who are beginning to say, the real dialogue needs to be about sort of, we were joking earlier, the end game. What is the core mission of the institution? What is the vision and mission of the university? Wrestle that to the ground. This is who we are. Now, what would you count as indicative of succeeding against that mission? And to your point earlier, if it's an educated student, are they coming out with the capability? Can you do the testing or the monitoring and the measuring of that? Administrative systems, are you efficient? Are you green?
Right.
A lot of campuses, we have a whole smarter campuses way. That's about the same thing, instrumentation, integration, and intelligence. And so people who are worried about their carbon footprint, worried about sustainability, energy usage, water, waste management, all those things, have the technology now. That's pretty simple. The facilities vice president gets this. I don't know if the provost has the same conversation about academic outcomes.
Well, as William Gibson said in Neuromancer, the future's already been invented. It's just not evenly distributed.
I like that.
And I think that's the case. That's what we have in higher education. Some get it, some don't. And we're confronting this. Well, this has been a great conversation, Mark. I look forward to talking to some more IBM people about some particular applications. And we want to feature on the public forum on action analytics white papers and case studies from IBM supported projects. So I know I can count on you to put us in touch with the right people.
You got it. Absolutely.
Thanks very much.
Sir.